Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Can you hear me okay? If you can hear me, uh, give me a chat down below in your little control panel. Let me know that you can hear me. This is Larry Goins and we're live. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Either in chat or in your questions. Yes, yes. Good morning. Yes, Dale. Good. Kay. Yeah, good, good, good. Excellent, excellent. Awesome, awesome. Glad you guys could hear me. Let me get this here going. That's awesome. Good morning. Awesome, awesome. All right, so today, guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to share with you a little bit about exactly what it is that we do and how we do it. Let's see here. Let's see. Can you guys see my PowerPoint presentation? Can you guys see that? Let me know if you can see it. You see my PowerPoint? It says Real Estate Day Trading Mastery. You guys see that? No, no, no. Okay. Let me escape this and see where I need to put it. Let's see here. Isn't modern technology wonderful? Well, that's not what I wanted to happen. There we go. There we go. I think you guys can see it now. I think you guys can see it now. Yep, it's good now. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so welcome to the training. First of all, why would you want to listen to Larry? Most of you on here already know me. There are some people on here that just joined us. Maybe you hadn't heard of me before, but just real quick, I know it's not the biography channel, but I bought my first investment property in 1986. I've That's over 30 years ago, guys. Uh, I have bought and sold literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses, and we still do about 7 to 15 deals a month. Right now, in fact, we have a closing today, I believe. Um, we still do a ton of deals, and I've invested in commercial, multifamily land development. Been a real estate broker and contractor since the 80s. Used to sell stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Been in the mortgage business. We still do private lending, and was president of Metroline REIA in '03 and '04. 5 different businesses, a few books. We've done residential, commercial, multifamily, triple net lease, mobile home parks, land development, subdivision. We've done wholesaling, retail, and lease option short sale subject to and rentals. Here's a few of the projects we've had over the years, developed or owned over the years. Subdivision, Shoney's I owned in Greensboro, 492 units that we own in Albany, Georgia. I am a firm believer in education, guys. Which, by the way, remember we're going to do some live Q&A at the end. So make sure if you think of a question that you want to have answered, make sure you jot it down. Uh, Make sure you jot it down, and or you can go ahead and submit it in the questions, and we'll try to get to it whenever we can or at the end. Okay, I don't want you to forget getting your questions answered, because I want to be able to share with you exactly what it is we do and get all your questions answered. But I am a firm believer in education. This is my library right here. Um, I don't have a formal education, although I do have what I call a South Carolina PhD, public high school diploma. You like that? But yeah, I get all of my education and training from home study courses, books, ebooks, audio books, and coaching and mentoring and mastermind programs. That's where I do get my education, and I still spend about $35,000 to $40,000 a year on my own education. And as you grow and start doing more business and and are earning more money, you'll spend more money on your education as well. Um, we buy and sell houses the same day, all over the phone. Okay. I've got a few guys in here. We got a very small team. It's not a big team like you would think, 10 or 15 people, just a few people that we're buying and selling about 7 to 15 deals each and every month. And we day trade those deals. Okay. We day trade them. I could do landlording. I could do all different kind of things, right? Fix and flips, but I love real estate day trading. I like negotiating the deals, getting them under contract, turn around and finding a buyer, which, by the way, most of the people who buy properties from us were not even on our buyers list previously. Although we are always building our buyers list, it's not necessarily that they're all going to buy a property, right? So most of the people who buy our properties are people who just met us because of our marketing for that property, and we'll get into that here a little bit later. Okay, so we have bought and sold houses over the phone in 12 different states, right from Lake Wiley, South Carolina. Candace and I host the Bragg Show, and you actually be able to watch that this afternoon at 2 o'clock on Facebook Live. We do it Facebook Live every week, and today we're going to talk about self-directed accounts, the different kind of self-directed accounts and the advantages of them. And that's today at 2 o'clock. Just go to Facebook and type in Larry H. Goins and follow me, and then you'll see it today at 2 o'clock. We also host another one called Brain Picker Pro. This is Forrest McGee. He's one of my partner program students, and he's doing a lot of deals right now, doing really well with it. So I interview different students, different investors, and other people in the real estate investing space. This is my first book, Getting Started in Real Estate Day Trading. And Michael Gerber actually wrote the foreword to it. Michael Gerber wrote the foreword. And he says it's this kind of genius, focus on the word genius, that entrepreneurs such as Larry Goins, Ray Kroc, Michael Dell, Bill Gates, and so many more create for the rest of us. This is my latest book, HUD Homes Half Off, How to Buy HUD Houses for Pennies on the Dollar. We've literally bought and sold hundreds of HUD houses over the years, and we've done them as low as 20 cents on the dollar for a HUD house. I've shared the stage with Susie Orman, Michael Gerber, Tony Robbins, Kiyosaki, and President Trump. What I like to do in my spare time, this is me jamming with some people you may have heard of. Lita Ford from the Runaways, 80s rock band, and Gene Simmons. I'm sure you probably heard of him with Kiss, which I went to see Kiss last week. That was awesome. It was their end of the road tour. They put on a huge show. I loved it. It was awesome. I actually did a Facebook Live from there, so you guys could see some of the songs that they were playing, and it was really not a concert, it was a show. I love that. And that's Sebastian Bach from Skid Row as well. That guitar you see in those shots, I actually built that guitar myself back in the 80s, designed it, and have a design patent on it. So we have students making money in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China, Israel, the Philippines, Ireland, Chile, and Denmark. So if it'll work there, I'm sure it will work where you are. Let me tell you about the deal that got it all started, okay? Now, years ago, when I was just getting started in real estate, I was kind of dabbling. I'm sure some of you know the term dabbling in real estate, right? Maybe you've done a deal, maybe you haven't. You're just trying to get started. You're trying to do some deals, and I was kind of dabbling in real estate, right? But then what happened was I was putting out bandit signs, okay? And a lady drove through, and she didn't even live in the area, but she drove through, and what she did was she called me off my bandit sign, my I buy houses bandit sign, right? It's just bandit sign is just a sign you put out that says I buy houses, and she called and said, I have this house. It's a brick ranch house, 2-bedroom, 1-bath brick ranch house, and she said I'll take $15,000 for it. Well, I'm a firm believer if you're not embarrassed by your offer, it's too high. So I offered her $2,500. Okay. So, I mean, can you believe she didn't hang up on me, right? Well, the good news is we create scripts that allow you to make those ridiculously low offers and not only not have them hang up on you, but have them actually call you back whenever whenever they're ready to sell, or allows you to call them back as well, right? It leaves a good open door like that, right? So about a week later, I'm sitting at the drive-through at Wendy's, okay? And she calls me and she says, Larry, this is Rochelle. And she said, can I talk to you about my house? I said, Rochelle, hold on for a minute. And by the way, guys, remember the person who cares the least wins in negotiating. So I used this as an opportunity to let her know her phone call was more important to her than to me. So I said, Rochelle, hold on just 1 second. I said, I'll have a double with cheese with no onions and no tomato. And can you biggie size that? That's what they used to do. It used to be biggie size, right? So anyway, so I got my order placed and I said, Rochelle, how can I help you? She said, well, Larry, I need some money and I need it now. If you'll give me $3,000, or excuse me, $3,000, I'll take it for this house. I said, okay. I said, that sounds pretty good. I said, I'll tell you what, I need to get some pictures of it. Now, guys, this was back a long time ago. Okay. This was back a long time ago before everybody was walking around with a smartphone. So she went to CVS, picked up one of those disposable cameras, right? And she took it over to the tenants. The tenants took the pictures. The tenants mailed it to me. I had to go back to CVS and get the film developed. Okay, that's how long ago this was. So I developed the pictures and I got them and I looked at them, and this is the house, right? This is the house. 497 Brockington Road in Fairmont, North Carolina. Now, Fairmont, North Carolina, it's about 4 hours away from Lake Wiley, South Carolina, where I live. All right. So she sent me all kind of pictures, right? Inside, outside, everything. So I called her back and I said, Rochelle, I said, the house looks pretty good. And which, by the way, guys, I'm assuming this is the house, right? I mean, I never really actually saw it, never really set foot in the yard. But so I'm assuming that was it. So anyway, I said, it looks pretty good. I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wire $3,000 plus closing costs to my attorney. I said, here's her phone number. You call her and find out when you can go by and sign the papers and pick up your money, right? So she did that. And here I am with a house, a rental house. It's bringing in, I think it was $300 a month, something like that. And I'm thinking, okay, now what am I going to do with this house? It's 4 hours away from me. What can I do with it? So I started looking online for some realtors, and I got a realtor list. Okay. And I got a list of realtors, and I sent out an email to the realtors, and I said, I've got this house that's bringing in $300 a month. I'll sell it for $15,000, and I'll pay a $3,000 real estate commission. Okay. 3,000 real estate commission. Now, guys, that's the same as a buyer's agent or a listing agent selling a house, a $100,000 house, and getting 3%. So 2 or 3 realtors emailed me back. One said, hey, I'll sell it for you. Here's a 6-month listing contract. One wanted me to list it for 12 months. And another realtor emailed me back and said, Larry, for $12,000, I'll just buy it myself. So check it out. That's what happened. Okay. What happened was the realtor contacted their attorney, and they sent me the paperwork. I signed the paperwork. They sent it by FedEx. I returned it by FedEx. The next day, I'm looking at a check. I get a check by FedEx for $12,000. I'm like, wow, I just bought this house, never met Rochelle, never met her in person, never met the tenants, never even talked to the tenants on the phone, never even talked to them. Never went to the house, didn't go to the closing, didn't meet my buyer. I did all my business by phone, fax, FedEx, email, and internet. Guys, by the way, it's the old way now, but I did all my business by phone, fax, FedEx, email, and internet. I'm thinking, I got to find out how to do this again. I have got to learn how to do this again, right? And the new way is actually email, phone, calls, text, RVMs, and apps, and the internet, right? So Remember, guys, you must have a system. Without a system, you are just running a hobby. Without a system, you're just running a hobby. Now, what is real estate day trading? It's not the same old rehash wholesaling stuff that you've tried or already seen, okay? Here's what real estate day trading is. It's buying and selling houses the same day over the internet. Buying and selling houses the same day over the phone, over the internet, in the hidden markets with virtually no competition, all right? Now, I want you to remember something. I want you to keep this in mind, and you should probably write this down. You're just one phone call away. You're just one phone call away. And I say this because we do all of our business over the phone, all right? We do, and you never know which deal is going to pan out. You never know which deal is going to pan out. Now, I know some people are probably scared of the phone, okay? I know some people are probably scared of the phone, but don't worry about that. I got a simple one call close script. In about 10 to 15 minutes over the phone, you can make a calculated offer based on the analysis. I'm going to show you what to do and how to do. Okay, so remember, you're just one phone call away. All right, now here's a typical deal. This is a deal we closed a month or two ago, and I just want to use it as an example. This was in Kingstown, North Carolina. You probably never heard of Kingstown, North Carolina, right? Neither had I before I found this deal. All right, my original buy price that I negotiated over the phone was $17,000. After that, after we had pictures taken, right, and doing our due diligence, we renegotiated the deal from 17 to 11, and then I sold this property for 29.9. I sold it for 29.9. It's on Petty Road, I believe. Petty Road, Petty Street, Petty, in Kingstown. My total profit on this deal was 18.9, and I only had $100 invested in this deal. $100 invested in this deal. We did what's called an assignment of contract on this. All right, most of you know what I'm talking about for assignment of contract, where I didn't actually buy and sell the property. I got it under contract, and then I sold my contract for $18,900. Okay, so guys, are you guys getting this? Is this making sense? Are you getting this? You like this? Let me see some feedback here. Our average profit right now is about $18,500. It actually ranges from around 10,000. Occasionally, we might have one a little bit lower than 10,000, but we've done deals as high as 35, sometimes 40, but on average, they're about $10,000 to $35,000 in profit is the typical range. Okay, it is about $10,000 to $35,000 in profit. Okay. All right. Remember, all done over the phone with no rehab, no cash, and no buyer's list. I did not even need a buyer's list for this deal. We sold this deal to a person and it wasn't on our buyer's list before. Okay, and we now buy and sell about 7 to 15 properties a month without rehabbing them or having to look at them at all. And the way I'm going to teach you how to do this, Jeff Hall, heck yeah, I hear you. Yeah, baby. That's awesome. So real estate day trading is totally recession proof. When you do it the way I teach you how to do it, you're not going to worry about it. I'm in several masterminds with other big time investors that are doing 50 to 100 deals or more a year like we are. So those guys now are all worried and concerned about what's going to happen with the downturn. Are you guys ready for the downturn? Economic indicators show that we're going to have a downturn, and they're all posted in our groups for our mastermind. And I'm like, I'm not concerned about it at all. The way I do deals, the way I day trade real estate, it's literally recession proof. So I'm not concerned about it at all. Not at all. I guarantee you're going to learn some things that you never knew existed about real estate. We're going to talk about the first step. Step number one is pick a market. Pick a market, okay? You want to make real estate day trading easy on yourself. Now, I'm not going to tell you you cannot day trade real estate in Las Vegas or Phoenix or LA. That's not Lower Alabama, right? Or San Diego. I'm not going to tell you you can't do it, but when you pick a market, like I teach you how to pick a market, you're going to make it easy on yourself, okay? You're going to make it easy on yourself. I got one of my students that just that lives out on the West Coast and is buying stuff in the Southeast, and within about 6 weeks they got 7 deals under contract. In about 6 weeks, 7 deals under contract, and they're all the way across on the other side of the country, right? So go where the deals are, and there's no competition if that isn't where you live, okay? If that isn't where you live. Now, I am fortunate. I live in the Charlotte MSA, and it's a pretty good area except for Charlotte itself. So what I do is I go outside into the small towns, and we have certain demographic, right? So is there competition right where you are? You don't have to go far sometimes. I've got 13 specific criteria for picking a market. I've got 13 specific criteria for picking a market. Let's look at a few. MSA stats. You want to look at the amount of inventory and the amount of non-owner occupied properties and the number of home sales. You also want to look at some demographics like house pricing index, or housing price index, I should say, right? You want to look at those. And that is important because I make much, much, much more money on cheap houses than I do expensive houses, okay? And I've got certain criteria that we use to determine this. Next is flat appreciation, population by MSA, and you want areas that have flat appreciation. Older cities are better. In other words, think of which is an older city, older city, I should say, Pittsburgh or Las Vegas, right? Pittsburgh, of course, has a lot of older inventory. That's what you want, okay? Remember, it's not just about the market. It's also the property type, the price range, and the seller demographic. And remember that the goal is to make it easier on yourself. I'm not telling you you can't day trade deals in other areas. I'm just saying, especially if you're getting started, especially if you have limited time and limited resources, please make it easier on yourself so you're maximizing your efforts, all right? So, and remember, don't just get caught up in paralysis of analysis. Very important. Please don't get caught up in paralysis of analysis. You've got to pick a market and move on and run with it, okay? Now, step number 2 is to build your team. Build your team. Now, who do you need on your team? You need boots on the ground. You need boots on the ground, right? You need an attorney or title company, depending on the state, all right? Now, some states use attorneys, some states use title companies, and you need transactional funding for the deals that you get that you cannot assign, because when you're making the kind of profits that we are making in our day trading business and our students are making, you're not going to assign or use an assignment of contract on all your deals. And the reason is, when you use an assignment of contract, guys, your seller and your buyer both see how much you're making. So if you're dealing with an investor or somebody that understands and is okay with what you're making, that's one thing, right? But if not, if it's a consumer, a lot of times they don't understand. So you have to do what's called a double close. And a lot of attorneys and title companies do not allow a double close using your buyer's money to pay your seller, and then you get what's left over. They don't do that. So what you have to do is use transactional funding, okay? Now, what do you need boots on the ground for? You need boots on the ground to put out I buy houses signs. You need them to put out for sale signs. You need them to put lock boxes on the door and to show properties, take pictures of properties, and basically be your local point of contact. You want them to be your local point of contact for your properties, especially if you are buying and selling outside of where you live, okay? There's a couple different ways you can pay them. You can pay them by commission or by the project. What I mean is you can pay them when the deal closes, right? Maybe $500 for each property when it closes. Or you can pay them, say, $25 to go take pictures of a house, $25 to put a lockbox on. You could pay them $1 per sign to put out signs, that sort of thing, right? And the most important part is you need to have a good independent contractors agreement when you're recruiting boots on the ground. Now let's talk about finding the right attorney or title company. You want what's called an investor-friendly attorney or title company. The best place to find one is from your local RIA group. They know the ones that work with investors, okay? And you don't want to call them up and ask for a meeting because you're getting into real estate. You want to find a list, a short list of attorneys or title companies that come recommended or that you found that are investor friendly. And then what you want to do when you get your first deal, you're going to call them up and say, hey, I want to give you a try, right? I've got a closing coming up. I'm a real estate investor. Let me try you out on one of my closings. They don't have to know it's your only closing, right? Let me try you out on one of my closings. Let's see how it goes. And if it works well for you, it works well for me, we'll send you some more business, right? That's the way you do that. Now, you do need transactional funding, as I mentioned earlier, whenever you are whenever you're doing back-to-back closings, not doing assignments. Okay, so I've put together a transactional funding lenders directory. It's a complete listing of the nation's transactional funding lenders all over the country. Now, step number 3 is to analyze. Step number 3 is to analyze. You guys are going to love this. By the way, can everybody still hear me? You still getting this? You like this? Give me some feedback. Let me know. Let me hear from you. So step number 3 is learn to analyze. Learn to analyze. You want to analyze deals to ensure profits, okay? Now, we're not just buying and selling deep discounted houses like every other wholesaler, okay? We've got multiple strategies, multiple techniques, multiple models we use to maximize our profit. Multiple models to maximize our profit. Let me run through a few of them, okay? We've got fix and flips, okay? We've got fix and flips, rentals, owner-occupied cash deals, mobile homes with land, mobile homes in parks, 100% owner financing. Now, this is not what you think. This is where the seller is giving us 100% financing, okay? And I'm going to go into that in a little more detail. This is where the seller is giving us owner financing and vacant lots and land. We buy vacant lots and land for literally pennies on the dollar. I'm talking about a few $100s. Okay, now fix and flip at 70%. You take the ARV times 0.7. Now look at this little analyzer I have right here. This is my little analyzer. You basically enter the after repaired value and you enter the amount of repairs. That's all you really need to do. It figures everything else for you. It's already defaulted to 70%. Figures closing costs if you want to add that in there and whatever you want to make. If you want to make 10% or you want to make a dollar amount. So on this deal, if the ARV is 100,000 and it needs 15,000 in repairs, we could offer 44,000 and we're going to sell it for 54,000. Then my buyer is going to fix it up and they'll have 70 in it and it's worth 100. That's win-win for everybody, right? Here's a wholesale deal where we can do those at 75 to 80%, okay? Instead of 70, you can do those at 75 to 80%. So at 80%, we can pay 54,000, right? Now, what about the rental analyzer? This is really, really good because a lot of the properties that you're going to be buying, are going to be rental properties, either potential rent or already have a tenant in it, right? Or already have a tenant in it. And you can sell them anywhere from 1.5% to 2% per month. So the rental analyzer analyzes the rents based on a month basis. For example, let's say the rent is $500. Look at the top of this analyzer. This is my rental analyzer. Let's say the rents are $500. Now, 2% rent, $500 is 2% of $25,000. You see that over at the top right under subtotal. Then you subtract out any repairs, then what you want to make, and boom, you could buy this property for 10, sell it for 20. They put 5 in it, they're going to have 25 in it, and that's 2% per month of rents. Now, 1.5 is probably more accurate for rental type properties, although I have sold a lot of properties at 2% and even 2.5% and 3%, right? So in fact, I just got a mobile home park under contract yesterday to sell. We sold it for $130,000, or it's under contract to sell for 130, and the rents are $3,625 per month. You can see any of my properties at investorsrehab.com. Jot that down if you want to, investorsrehab.com. Okay, so that's the rental analyzer at 1%. Now, what about owner financing? If you cannot come to an agreement on the price, right? Which if you can't come to an agreement, typically it's going to be because of price. All right. What you want to say, which is in my one call close script, is show them how you want to let them get their price and still keep cash flow coming in, right? And you're going to get 100% financing with no money down, owner financing, using my one call close script. All right, using my one call close script. And then what you do is you advertise the property with owner financing, and you keep the down payment. You keep the down payment. All right. In other words, for example, we bought a deal, and I'm going to show you this deal here in a little bit. That the seller needed to be at $82,000. I was at $66,000 cash. So what I did was I told him I could give you $82,000, but only if you owner finance it, right? It'll be like getting the cash flow without the headaches of tenants. So he agreed to owner finance the house, $82,000, and there was even 90 days until the first payment was due. That gave me time to find a buyer, and I advertised the property for $99,900, and I got $18,000 down, right? I got 18 or 70, 17,900. Might as well say $18,000 down, right? And that was how I got paid. I got $18,000 on this deal, and my buyer didn't have to qualify, and it was a good qualified buyer as far as they're not going to walk away from the house if they just put $18,000 down, right? My seller was happy, my buyer was happy, and I made almost 20 grand. So now let's talk about numbers for vacant lots. In my one call close script, if they have a vacant lot or it's a house that should be torn down, which sometimes they're going to tell you there's a house there, but there's no value in the house. I've got a specific script that tells you and makes an offer of $300 to $500 on the lot within literally about 3 minutes. In fact, we just sold a lot. We just got it under contract to sell, that I was literally on the phone less than 5 minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes, because the first thing she said was, it's a vacant lot, it's got a house on it, needs to be torn down. I said, look, I'm sorry, I can't give you but $200 or $300 for it, right? She said, okay. And it was literally just about that short, right? It didn't take long at all, right? And I've got a whole specific script that goes through and shows them why the value is only $200 or $300 or $500 on the lot. Because nobody wants to build a new house in an old neighborhood, and if it's got an old structure on it, they have to pay to have that torn down and all that other stuff, right? So all of these strategies can be done with my simple one call close script. Okay, let's talk about making the phone ring, right? You want to make the phone ring. That's where you're going to start getting your deals, right? Remember, the more leads you get, the more deals you get. The more deals you get, the more money you make, period. It's that simple. We have basically 76 different ways to make the phone ring. 76 different ways to make the phone ring with motivated seller leads. Let's go through a few of them, okay? Direct mail. Direct mail is probably going to be your one of your main sources. It's one of our main sources, all right? And I know people say direct mail doesn't work. Some people say that, but it's probably because they tried to mail out 300 or 400 postcards one time and they stopped. You've got to commit to 90 days if you're going to do direct mail. If you're going to do direct mail, you've got to commit to 90 days, guys. All right. Now you want to choose your list criteria, your list criteria, choose your postcards, choose a mail house, track your response rate, and you got to commit to 90 days. Very important. We mail a different postcard each month. We have 4 different postcards, and we mail a different one each and every month, right? And I've got a specific list criteria that we use and our specific postcard. And we also have what we call a done for you direct mail process that already has my list criteria and my postcards already set up. It's basically plug and play. All you have to do is just tell them your market that you picked and what your marketing budget is, and that's it. Everything else is done for you. All you do is wait on the phone to ring. That is a buyer or seller call right there coming in. If I knew how to get rid of this, I would. Let me see here. Well, it stopped. That was good. All right, now, let's see here. Can you see this again? Yeah, good, good. All right, so property locators, bird dogs, that's another source. You can recruit trainees to bird dog houses for you and make your phone ring. They literally make your phone ring, and because of tracking numbers that I show you how to set up, you can literally track which bird dog or which property locator, you know, which property locator sent the deal to you, okay? And remember, you got to have a good ironclad independent contractors agreement. If you're going to hire property locators and bird dogs and boots on the ground people, you need a good independent contractors agreement. Now, let's talk about negotiating. Negotiating and making offers, okay? Negotiating and making offers. You want to make your first offer on your first phone call. Here's what you need. You need, number one, the amount of repairs. Number two, you need the after repaired value. Number three, you need the rents if it is currently rented. And then number four, you need a one call close script like mine, okay? That's all you need. Now, if you don't think you need a script, right? You already have a script, whether you know it or not. It's either in your head or in writing, all right? If you don't think you have a script, next time you talk to a seller or a buyer, you think about what you're saying, and it's the same thing you said last time, right? Doesn't it make sense to have a script that's in writing and it is a proven script? Now, a lot of people ask me, how did you find that deal? Remember, deals are made, not found. Now, with negotiating, the older leads get, the colder they get. And remember, you can't steal in slow motion. You got to get on them right away. You can't steal in slow motion. You got to get on the leads right away. Now, remember, as I mentioned before, if you can't get them to accept your offer, what you do is you offer to pay their price and get 100% financing. All right. Now, you got to show them the benefits of seller financing, right? You got to show them the benefits of selling to you with owner financing because they get their price. They don't have to deal with tenants. They get cash flow, and it saves them money on taxes. We got a whole script for that. And you can then sell the property and keep the down payment, or keep the property for yourself because you got it. You're in it with no money down. You can do it either way, right? Now, let's talk about renegotiating. Renegotiating is something that you'll do every once in a while, 25 to 30% of the time for us typically, right? You're going to increase your profits by 30 to 50% or more. The most percentage I've ever negotiated a deal down is 75%. And I'm going to show you that deal. It was actually a recent deal that we just closed 1.5, 2 weeks ago. So you can really increase your profit margins when you renegotiate your deals. It's a simple 5 to 10 minute phone call when you know exactly what to say. It's not a big deal. Some of them will say yes right there on the phone. However, a lot of them, instead of saying yes on the phone right there, they're going to say, well, let me think about it and let's talk tomorrow, right? Step number 6, sign the contract. Sign the contract. Here's what I tell the seller. This is very important. Listen to the verbiage here, guys. When I'm on the phone with the seller and I get them to accept my offer, here's what I say next. I say, hey, I've got a simple, standard, one-page real estate offer to purchase that says I'm buying your house as is, and I'm paying all cash, I'm paying all closing costs, and there are no commissions, right? There are no commissions. Think about that. It's a simple, standard, one-page real estate offer to purchase, right? And I get that out to them absolutely as soon as I can. The goal is to get them to sign it within 2 hours. Okay, that's the goal. Get them to sign it within 2 hours. Remember, your one-page contract, it needs to have everything in it you need to protect yourself, but not enough to intimidate the seller. The last thing in the world you want your seller to do is say, let me have my attorney friend look at this. Let me have my realtor friend look at this, right? Our one-page contract doesn't even have an inspection period, does not even have an inspection period, but it does have a 60-day closing with an automatic 30-day extension. Guys, think about this. I have 90 days. I have 90 days. What do you think about that? Do you like that? Let me see your feedback on that. Do you like that? We've got 90 days to close our deal, to find a buyer, set up closing, do our due diligence, and close and get paid. That's 3 months. 3 months. And I got to tell you from experience, it is extremely rare anybody ever questions that. Which, by the way, my contract doesn't even really have a closing date. It just says 60 days. How do you like that? How do you like that? And remember, you got to have them sign the contract within 2 hours. Within 2 hours, got to have them sign the contract. That's very important, because if you wait till the next day, hey, let me fax it to you tomorrow, or let me scan it and email it to you tomorrow, or let me go by and see you tomorrow, or let me have somebody stop by tomorrow, or let me send it in the mail or FedEx. Here's what's going to happen, right? Here's what's going to happen. They're going to talk to a son, a daughter, an aunt, an uncle, a parent, a grandparent, a realtor friend, an attorney friend, and they're going to change their mind. Or a son or daughter is going to say, why are you selling this house? I want your house, right? So you've got to get it signed within 2 hours, right? Number 7, step number 7, due diligence, right? Once you get the contract signed, then what you're going to do is get pictures, get online sold comps, do neighborhood analysis, and rent comps. Really, that's just about it. Now, you could do an inspection, an appraisal, an CMA, comparative market analysis done by an agent if you want to, but you don't need all that, okay? You don't need all that. You really only need pictures, online comps, online sold comps, neighborhood analysis, and rent comps. And then what you want to do is get somebody to take the pictures, okay? Get somebody to take pictures. You could use BPO Photo Flow or We Go Look, or use your boots on the ground, right? Here's different sources to find comps, which, by the way, guys, a lot of people think, I have some kind of back end MLS paid subscription service for comps. Guess what I use? I use Zillow. It's the only one at the top of the list, right? That's what I use. I use Zillow. That's all. Now, I don't use the Zestimate. Do not pay any attention to the Zestimate. Ignore the Zestimate. Don't even look at it, right? Don't even look at it. I don't even want to know what it says. So you're only looking at sold comps and for sale to see what other similar houses are selling for. But you only want the sold comps to use as actual comps, right? And then for rental comps, you can use Zillow as well. You can also use Craigslist, and you can also call a local property manager and ask them. Say, hey, I've got a house over at this area, in this neighborhood. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. What would it rent for, right? You could call a local property manager for that. You also want to check out neighborhood crime, but if you use my 13 criteria for selecting a market, you won't even have to worry about neighborhood crime, okay? It's irrelevant to us. We don't even worry about the crime, but if you need to, here's some sites that you can use to check out the crime rate in any area, okay? Now, step number 8 is to sell the property fast. It is easier to find a house for a buyer than a buyer for a house. We use every property to build our buyers list. So you want to use every property to build your buyers list. You don't have to have a buyers list to start this. I want to make sure you understand that, okay? Here are some of the ways that we market our properties. Bandit signs, and I'm going to show you some of my signs here in a minute. Seller financing, flyers to RIA groups, flyers to meetup groups, email your buyers list, text your buyers list, voice blast your buyers list, run Craigslist ads, pay-per-click ads, Facebook ads, post it on your own website, post it on your Facebook page, Facebook groups, Marketplace, LinkedIn, Zillow, Realtor, direct mail, other landlords that own multiple properties. And if you're in a small town, you can use your local printed newspaper as well, right? I want to show you a property that we posted on Facebook groups. This is a property that we posted on Marketplace and then shared it on multiple Facebook groups, okay? Multiple Facebook groups. Now, these are local groups, not just the real estate groups, but like local buy-sell groups, like, you know, flea market, yard sale, buy-sell, you know, free stuff. Some of them call them one man's junk, those sort of groups. I want you to look at this ad. This ad was posted when I took this screenshot. It was posted the day before, so it says about a day ago. And look at the number of views beside the price. The price is $29,900, which, by the way, I paid $10,000 for this house and I sold it for $30,000, and it's closing next week. It hasn't even closed yet. This is so new of a deal. You'll see it on my website right now if you go to investorsrehab.com. So look at that, 8,475 people viewed this property. 8,000 people in 24 hours. I don't know how many that is a minute, but it's a lot, right? So these are the kind of ads that we show you how to post. All right, these are the kind of ads we show you how to post. But remember, in today's market, you need a motivated seller and a motivated buyer list, and we show you how to generate those. You want to train your list and create a buying frenzy, and you do this by, if you notice, look how in 24 hours I put this as pending. Well, I didn't, Zenobia did. In 24 hours, we put it as pending, okay? So it lets people know, oh my gosh, it sold very, very fast. I better get on their buyers list, which in our post, every one of our posts, it shows people how to get on our buyers list, right? So then you want to be able, you always want to get their cell phone and their email address. So you can email them, text broadcast them, and send them RVM, ringless voicemail, okay? Here's some of our best lead generating signs, okay? This is a sign right here I get from dirtcheapsigns.com. It says handyman special, got the number of bedrooms. We'll write in there something like worth 65,000, cash price 39,900, right? Now look at this one. This is my other best lead generating sign right here. It just simply says foreclosure with the phone number and has a place to write in the price. That's it. Now, for seller financing, this is our best. If we bought a house and the seller gave us 100% financing, and we're turning around and selling it and getting a down payment, we use this sign right here, okay? Now, we put out 25 signs aimed in different directions, right? We put out 25 signs aimed in different directions. For example, you know, you might put 2 or 3 at an intersection, and one is pointing down one road, one's pointing down the other road. We've literally had people call our office and say, I've been driving around for an hour and I cannot find this house. Right? So that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want, right? You want the phone to ring. You want them to call you so you can qualify them and get them on your buyer's list. Now, you always want to get anywhere from 2 to 10 times the amount of the deposit that you paid. For example, when I'm buying a house off the MLS, I'll probably put up about $500. Well, we collect at least $1,000. That's 2 times. When we're buying houses from individuals, we put up $100, but we always collect $1,000, okay? We always collect $1,000 deposit, all right? So that's 10 times. That's 10 times. Now, let's go through step number 9, which is close and get paid. This is where we get paid. Remember, when you cannot assign a contract, you can use assignment of beneficial interest using a trust. You can create a corporation or LLC and sell shares. You can do a simultaneous closing. Here's a title company, Pro Title USA, and All Real Estate Solutions Title Company do simultaneous closings. You always want to get insurance if you own the property overnight, and always, 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 always get title insurance, right? Transactional funding. Transactional funding, if you have to do a back-to-back closing, you have to buy it and resell it, but you don't have the money to buy it, you're going to use transaction funding. You're going to use transaction funding, and you need a good source of transaction funding to close your deals. I've got a directory. It's the transactional funding lender directory, complete list of the nation's transactional funding lenders. You can also use your tax advantage account or someone else's. You can use a traditional or Roth IRA, a simple IRA, 401k, solo 401k, a safe harbor, a SEP, self-employment plan, a HSA, or an ESA. These are all great type of accounts. Now, you can use those accounts and even borrow money. But whenever you borrow money through a self-directed type account like this, you must use what's called a non-recourse lender. In other words, a lender where you do not have to sign a personal guarantee. Okay? There's only a select few lenders out there that do this, right? I've put together a directory, a complete list of the nation's non-recourse lenders that do this all across the United States and what states they do it in, right? This resource also includes the special report, How to Leverage Your Self-Directed IRA for Maximum Returns. Now, let's talk about the closing process and getting paid. You want to send your contract or assignment to your attorney or title company. They're going to help you clear the title, or they're going to clear the title. Sometimes some issues might come up, especially on these small, cheap deals. That's just a part of it, right? Give a closing agent limited power of attorney to sign for you. We never go to our closings. We never sign the docs. You handle problems and close, and problems will come up. That's just the way it is, right? Step number 10, automate the process. The system works for you even when you don't, trains employees to work for you. This is Tanya, who works with us. She is our lead manager. Teaches a spouse or partner. This is my wife, Pam, and my grandchildren right there. Get your teenagers involved for you. This is Jamie, did his first deal when he was 12 years old. His dad's one of our students. He did his first deal when he was 12. You can also hire a VA for virtually nothing to do all the work for you. A VA can literally take calls, make offers, design flyers, build your buyers list, post free ads, answer ads, search for deals, analyze, run comps, set up your entire system, or do any and everything except for go to a house, right? And the whole system recruits, trains, motivates, and manages. You can run your business from anywhere. There's no special internet or computer skills needed. What about a personal assistant that follows up weekly with all your sellers and buyers, builds your dream team, finds properties every week, and does it all automatically? Remember, guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. What I'm talking about is my exclusive customized autoresponder program, right? I have literally written 12 months of professionally written, pre-scripted text messages, email messages, and ringless voicemail scripts for 12 months to follow up with your buyers and your sellers, okay? It builds your dream team, gets you more deals, sells your deals, builds relationships, and it does it all automatically. Some additional ways you can make money, you can also co-wholesale. If you're starting out and you don't have a lot of marketing money to spend to invest in your marketing, you can do co-wholesaling. One person finds the deal, the other person finds the buyer. And you can find buyers a lot cheaper than you can find sellers, okay? So what you do is you co-wholesale with other people that already have deals for sale that you see are good deals, right? So, but you do need a good co-wholesaling agreement that'll ensure you get paid, right? You do need that. Let's look at some recent closings. This is a deal that we just closed a week and a half ago. This is the one I told you about that I renegotiated 75% discount. So I was originally going to buy this one for $12,000. I renegotiated it down to $3,000. I sold it for $15,000, $14,900. I made $11,900 profit on this one deal. This little rental house was rented out for $275 per month. This is a house we also closed a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. I think that they were supposed to close on the same day, but one of them got delayed a couple of days. The original buy price was $12,000. I renegotiated to $7,500. We sold it for $19,900. We made $12,400. This house right here in York, South Carolina, we got it under contract for $15,000. We did not renegotiate it. We ended up selling it for $49,900. That was a $34,900 profit. You can see all these deals at my website, Investors Rehab. This was a property we closed 2.5, 3 weeks ago. This property here, we bought it for $22,500. We did not renegotiate it. We sold it for $49,900 to a cash buyer. It was a double wide mobile home on a couple acres of land, and we profited just under $30,000, $27,400. Right now, guys, I have 23 deals in my pipeline. This is a house we sold recently. We bought it for $25,000. We sold it for $49,900. We made $24,900, almost $25,000 on this house. We actually bought 6 houses that were all rented out for $350 per month for $30,000 in Lancaster. We turned around and sold them for $55,000 cash. We made $25,000 on these. Here's another one we just sold. We bought it for $75,000. I renegotiated it down to $50,000, 25% or $25,000 discount, and then I turned around and sold it for $89,900, and we made $39,900 profit on this wholesale deal. Here's one that I negotiated 100% financing recently. The one I just told you about. We paid $82,000. We got $82,000 in owner financing. We sold it for $99,900. We made $17,900, and my buyer got owner financing. All they had to come to the table with was what I made, $17,900 plus closing costs. Check this house out. This was a deal where the seller said, I've got a lot. It has a house on it, but the house probably needs to be torn down. She said, I've not seen the house in about 10 years. And I said, well, look, if that's the case, I said, I can only give you $200 or $300 for it because, it's, if I got to tear down the house or whatever, I can't give you much for it. She said, look, I'm never going back there. I don't want to see it again. I don't care what's there. She said, I just want to stop paying taxes on it. So I said, okay, we'll give you $300 for it, right? I actually ended up putting my son's ESA name on the buyer, right, as the buyer. So $300. So I'm out riding around one day and I said, hey, I'm going to ride by and check out this house. Just, I'm close by. I'm just going to ride by and check it out. So I pull up my CRM on my phone. I get the address. I ride by. I couldn't believe it. There's a brick house there, and it's in decent shape. Now, don't get me wrong. It needs paint, carpet, and cleaning out and landscaping because nobody's done anything to it for about 10 years. But the roof wasn't leaking. The cabinets, the kitchen, bathroom was all intact. It's even got a basement, right? And the biggest thing is, look, the picture window is busted out. Got to put a new picture window in it. Got to put a new front door on it. And we got to take care of the landscaping, which is probably going to cost $2,000 or $3,000. But come on, $300. Who would like to get a house for $300? Who on here would like to get a house for $300? I'm sure everybody would. Remember, the seller had not seen this property in 10 years. This is Tomas. I've been purchasing real estate for 3 years already. I've made a lot of mistakes and a little money. After meeting you, I had 4 properties under contract in 3 weeks. They each made me $2,500, $5,250, $7,500, and $12,000. Thanks so much for all your training. Larry, I purchased your course and bought a property using your system within 4 weeks, sold it 2 weeks later. I've since bought and sold 5 more houses for a total profit of 30 grand. Your techniques are unlike anything else out there, and they really work. I wanted to personally thank you for your program. With using just one of your many techniques, I was able to walk away from closing with a check for $43,000 net. $43,000 net. This is Donna. I decided to purchase your course. I studied your system, finally put a program into action. I closed my first deal in just 1 week. I have another deal that I expect to close soon, and now have over 150 buyers on my buyers list. Now, guys, I don't expect you guys to get a deal in 1 week. I don't expect that, okay? I don't expect that at all. Although I have had people do it in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? But Figure it's going to take you probably 30 to 45 days to get your first deal, okay? I just closed my first day trading deal. Your course is all inclusive. I was able to analyze the property and make a quick offer that was accepted after some negotiation. I had available to me all the necessary paperwork to send to the closing attorney, which made his job very easy. I'm currently working on 2 more deals, looking forward to a long and prosperous relationship. That's Ricky. After getting your course, we closed a deal and walked away with a check for $18,000. Thank you so much for your wonderful information in the program. It was true. It has truly changed our lives. See, I could go on and on and on. We got tons of them. Let me tell you real quick about the real estate day trading mastery. It's a complete turnkey home study system. You get the step-by-step trading manual, okay? It's not fluff. It's just exactly what you need and no more. You get a full-length audio of the manual. Everything you can read, you can listen to. You get every single one of my forms and documents. You don't have a bunch of forms and documents you'll never use. You only have the forms and documents that you're gonna use, okay? You hear me on the phone negotiating live with sellers and buying houses. You hear me on the phone negotiating and getting 100% seller financing. You hear me on the phone renegotiating deals for a discount. You also hear, you get to not only hear it, but you get to read it as well. So I've transcribed every single one of the calls so you can listen to it, or you can read it and highlight it if you want to, okay? You also get my fix and flip property analyzer, my wholesale property analyzer, my rental property analyzer, and then video tutorials that'll show you how to use it. You get my complete set of 10 different scripts. I have 10 specific scripts, right? My main script is going to be your one call close script, right? But I have other scripts as well, your RVM scripts, your autoresponder scripts. You've also got your scripts for your answering service and your voicemail system and buyer scripts, VIP buyers list scripts, all those. You get my complete set of proven postcards, my one-page offer contract. Remember my simple standard one-page offer. You know, you might even pay a few $1,000s if you had an attorney draw one like this up for you, okay? It could take you years to get everything in it that mine has in it. And then you get a step-by-step action plan, okay? And it's not just read this, listen to this, watch this. It's a step-by-step implementation action plan, okay? Total real world value is $13,350. Today only, $997 for the first 12 action takers. $997. And remember, I created the business that I tried to find for years. It's exactly what we do and how we do it in our business. I've got a detailed description of everything you're going to get and everything at realestateDayTrading.com/VIP, or call 888-212-6567. You can speak with Ron or Dean. They're available right now. You can call them and talk to them. 888-212-6567, or go to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP. Now, I've got a bonus for the first 12 action takers. You're going to get my transactional funding directory that I talked about earlier. So you can do your back-to-back closings and not have to worry about it, right? Not have to worry about it, right? Now, let's see here. You also get a proof of funds letter. You get a proof of funds letter, right? You get my hard money lender directory. For your buyers, some of your buyers are going to be doing fix and flips and fix and rent, and they need hard money. This is a directory of all the hard money lenders in the country, okay? And what states and what types of loans they do. You also get a free one-on-one consultation for asset protection and entity structuring to get your entity set up if you need it, okay? You also get my complete directory of the nation's MLS associations. Every county has an MLS association, right? And I have created a complete directory of every MLS association so you can find realtors and properties in your own market and area. I'm going to also add you to my VIP buyers list. You're going to get advanced notification of my wholesale properties. Now, to get on my VIP buyers list, it typically costs $1,000. That's what we do. We tell them to put up $1,000 deposit. but you're going to get this without putting up the $1,000, okay? Others put up 1,000 to get on my VIP buyers list, but you won't have to. I'm also going to get you the complete list of national non-recourse lenders. So if you want to do deals in your IRA, or you're working with somebody else that has an IRA, but they only have part of the money, they can get the financing to do the rest. And you need a non-recourse lender, and these are a list of every non-recourse lender to use your SD IRA account. We're also going to give you free startup instructions. We're going to give you a free call with startup instructions, and guess what? We are going to call you. You'll talk to Dean or Ron from my office. They'll give you a call and give you some startup instructions to get you going, okay? We're also going to give you 24 months of support. This is 24 months of free support with me, not with somebody else, with me, okay? Now, that's why I got to limit this to 12 people. I can't do it for everybody because you're going to have access to me where I can help you through your deals, okay? It's not coaching, it's not mentoring, it is support, okay? And even at $100 a month, that's a $2,400 value right there, okay? We're also going to give you free lifetime updates anytime I update a script, a form, a document, a letter, a contract, anything, you're going to get updates to that as well. We're also going to share with you every single possible way to fund and close a deal without any of your own money or credit. You're going to get my Done For You direct mail program. All you have to do is let us know your market and your budget, and your direct mail will be done for you. 90 days done for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's huge right there. You get my proven postcard that I personally use and send out every single month, every week actually, and you get my list criteria. Now, special bonus package for the first 12 action takers. Total value of the bonus package is $7,100. Total value with the course and the bonuses $20,450. First 12, $997. Here's exactly what you get again. Everything that you get, the manual, the audio for the manual, forms and docs, live seller calls with me, live negotiating calls, seller financing calls, transcription of that, my property analyzers, tutorials, all my scripts, my postcards, my one-page contract, my one-call close, step-by-step action plan, and then the day funding directory, hard money directory, one-on-one consultation for an entity, MLS directory, add you to my VIP buyers list, non-recourse lender directory, and startup instructions, 24 months of personal support, lifetime updates, every way to close, and Done For You direct mail. $997 includes all the bonuses. You can go to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP or call toll free 888-212-6567. Let me tell you about my exclusive reverse the risk guarantee, okay? Now, I want to be the one to take all the risk here, all right? I don't have a 30-day, I don't have a 60-day, I don't even have a 90-day guarantee. I have a 24-month, $24,000 guarantee, and I put it all in writing for you. I don't hide behind it. I don't hope you'll forget it. It's in writing on your read this first sheet in the training. All I'm asking you to do is simply give it a try. Just go through the action plan and you will be successful. Remember, I told you it was an implementation action plan? Just go through the action plan and you will be successful, okay? If not, you can keep all the bonuses absolutely free. Request your refund, keep all the bonuses absolutely free. That's all we're asking. Just give it a try, right? It's more than a guarantee. It's a personal promise from me. It's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. In today's market, your only job security is in your ability to make money. You can order risk-free at realestateDayTrading.com/VIP or call toll-free 888-212-6567. Now, in addition to the 24-month, $24,000 guarantee, I've also got 8 ways you can get everything for free. When you make your investment of $997 today, we're going to give you 8 different ways to get that $997 back. Number 1, go out and bird dog a house for me. Just find me a house, bird dog it for me. Number 2, become one of my private money lenders. Number 3, buy a wholesale house from us. And we have wholesale houses in a lot of different areas. Number 4, sell a wholesale house to me. Go out and get a deal, get it under contract, and wholesale it to me. Number 5, refer 3 new real estate day trading mastery customers. Okay, people from your local RIA group, meetup group, whatever. Number 6, close 3 loans using our private money. Number 7, join our partner program. Or number 8, simply day trade a property and send me a testimonial. Now, guys, I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. I don't need any more, but you will be grandfathered in. It'll be in writing on your read this first sheet, okay? So either use the 24-month, $24,000 guarantee to get your money back, or use the 8 ways to get your money back, right? So whether you close a deal or not, you could get a refund, right? That's why it's my reverse the risk guarantee, and we put it in writing, okay? Here's a list, once again, of every single thing you're gonna get. It's also on that page. Here's a list of all the bonuses, everything that's done for you. You can order risk-free at realestateDayTrading.com/VIP, okay? Now, I wanna take a few minutes and answer any questions that you guys have. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the question spot up there. Let's see here. First question, Jeff. Hope this is not off topic. I own your Filthy Riches course. Do you still use this technique? Thoughts? Yes, Jeff. Actually, I do still use this technique, but right now I use it in my self-directed retirement accounts. When I'm doing stuff in LLCs outside, I'm buy, sell, buy, sell. I'm day trading deals, okay? I'm only doing Filthy Riches model in my self-directed retirement accounts right now because the market is going to turn, right? Although remember I told you day trading is recession proof, okay? It'll work in any market, but high, low, buyers or sellers market. But on the Filthy Riches deals, I'll be able to get deals cheaper in a couple of years. So I'm gonna be doing that model again, primarily in a couple of years, possibly, right? But right now, I'm using the day trading mastery model to stash cash for the crash, okay? That's what we're doing. We're using this model to stash cash for the crash. And if you are just getting started, what I would suggest to you is to go ahead and get your bills paid off, right? Get out of debt. Use the day trading method to get out of debt, pay off your bills, and then start stashing some cash for the crash, okay? That's all you need to do right there. That's all you need to do. Start stashing cash for the crash, right? So good. I hope that answered your question there, Jeff. Good, good. Oh, yeah, good. Good answer, good answer. Okay, Donna wants to know, let's see here. Donna wants to know, I work a full-time job and I don't have but about maybe 10 to 15 hours a week to work with this. Can I still make this work? You know, Donna, you do need to put some time into it. I'm not going to tell you you can do it for 5 hours a week. You can't. But like you said, if you can do 10 to 15 hours a week, that's about a couple hours a day, you know, or if you count Saturdays and Sundays, it wouldn't even be a couple hours a day. It'd be, you know, 1 hour a day and then a little bit of time on Saturday and Sunday. So yes, if you can put 10 to 15 hours a week into this, absolutely you can make it work. There's no question about that. You know, we've got students that work full-time jobs. What they do is they work 10 to 15 hours a week until they start closing deals and get consistent at it, and then they quit their job. I tell people, I'll be the first one to tell you, Donna, do not quit your day job until your real estate day trading income has surpassed your day job, okay? Let's see, here's one from Philip. Philip wants to know, oh, this is a good one. I've tried other programs before. How is yours different? That's an awesome, awesome question, Philip. You know, Philip, I got to tell you, you know, listen, I want to buy houses from you. I want to sell houses to you, right? I want to fund your deals for you. You know, I want to use your funding for some of my SDIRA deals because I can't fund my own deals on those on some of the small accounts I'm building. So I've got what's called a vested interest in your success, okay? And I don't take that lightly. I mean, yes, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'll make a couple of bucks whenever you invest in the training. Big deal. What I want to do is I want to do deals with you. I want to buy houses from you, sell houses to you. That's why I give you 24 months of support with me, where you can ask me questions, you can submit deals, and I'll help you with those, okay? I'm not going to call you every week and coach you and mentor you, but I'll be glad to answer your questions and help you. So, Philip, I hope that helped answer your question. Okay. Philip said, great answer. I love it. I'm on the website ordering right now. Good. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Congratulations and welcome aboard. Let's see here. Mary wants to know. Mary says, I have very limited resources. I'm a single mom. And will this work for me? Well, you know, Mary, in the training, I mentioned there's 76 different ways to find deals. Some of them you need money for, some of them you don't. You know, just to be totally transparent with you, right now in today's market, the more you can work on unadvertised properties or market for unadvertised properties to make the phone ring, the better off you're going to be, okay? Now, the market will turn eventually where you'll be able to get most of your deals from HUD and the MLS and bank-owned properties and stuff like that. But right now, the more you can invest in your marketing, you know, the quicker you will get up and running. However, in those 76 different ways I showed you, and you don't need to use all 76, keep about 5 to 10 going at any given time. But many of those ways are absolutely free. In fact, I show you some ways that you can get your direct mail done for free, right? That you can get your direct mail done for free, okay? So Jeff wants to know, can we break up the price into payments? You know, Jeff, right now I do not have a payment plan or anything. I don't have one of those set up, but what you could do is call Ron or Dean at 888-212-6567 and tell them what you have in mind, and you know, just tell them what you have in mind and what you can do, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. You know, we want to help you get started. We really do. So just call Ron or Dean at 888-212-6567. 6567. Good. Okay, let's see here. Awesome. Great. Good. Give them a call, Jeff. Sounds good. That's all the questions I see right now. Anybody else have any more questions before we go? A lot of people have already hopped off. Maybe you're hopping off to get on the page. I don't know. Let's see here. So, so guys, let's see. Any more questions? No, I don't see any more questions here. Okay. Oh, here's one. I did a Google search on you and I can't find a lot of bad stuff like some of the other gurus. What's the catch? I love it. Well, I think it kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier, that I've got a vested interest in your success. And yeah, I make money selling education. I got nothing to hide, but my primary business and how I make the most of my money is doing real estate. But I love it when I can help other people and the light bulb goes off and they love it. They're doing deals and they're making money and I get testimonials. I love that. I make money at it, but I also love it, right? But I have that vested interest. I got people selling me deals. I got people buying deals from me. I'm funding people's deals. They're funding some of my IRAs. It's win-win-win for everybody, right? So I love that. It's not just about selling you, selling you some education. It's about creating that business relationship and growing it. That's another reason I give you the 24-month support, right? 24 months of support with me, okay? So guys, that's about all the time we have for. Go to realestateDayTrading.com/VIP or call toll free 888-212-6567. Let me check for questions one more time. I don't see any more questions. So that sounds good. Thank you guys so much for being on. I really, really appreciate it. And if you have any questions that I didn't answer, if you think of one afterwards, call 888-212-6567. Ron and Dean are right down the hall from me, and they will answer all of your questions, I promise. So with that, thank you so much for being on. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day.